All right, B. So I want to ask you about your morning and nighttime routine, like your absolute non-negotiables. If you didn't do these things, what would like completely just ruin your day?
Yes. All right. So also understand, I want to let the audience know that over the years, my morning and evening routine has changed because my life has changed. You know, as I got married, kids, my businesses grew. I have more leaders in place and more great team members like you guys kind of operating the day-to-day businesses. The demands on me change. And also you develop a high level of discipline over time, right? Like discipline has almost become factory installed. Whereas before I was like, I gotta be disciplined. I gotta be disciplined. Don't hit the snooze button. Now I wake up every day before my alarm even goes off, right? So my morning routine today, which is still a non-negotiable, I will always get up at 5:30 or sooner. My alarm is set to go off at 5:30. And I really believe that like in the morning, you can do so much focused work on the things that matter in terms of productivity in business and your personal brand and or your work or your workouts, whatever it is that's the highest value. If you can get it done first thing in the morning, like you're going to do really good at it. Craig Ballantyne says this well. He says, imagine if there was only so much focus and energy in the world. By the time 8, 9 o'clock comes about, everyone's awake, everyone's taking pieces of that energy and focus. But at 5:30 in the morning, and a lot of people awake, which means there's a surplus of focus and energy for you to take and use up in the way you want. So I wake up at 5:30 or sooner. If my eyes open before 5:30, I just pop right up.
I was going to say, before you go further, can I ask you on why or if you chose 5:30 for a reason? Because I know some people, like the most extreme in my eyes is like, you know, I hear Wes Watson gets up at 2:45, but for him, it's because when he was inside, that was like roll call time. And so he kind of just kept that forever.
Right.
So is there a reason why you chose 5:30? And
I know for a fact that I need at least 2.5 hours of productive work on my business, like me working on my laptop and on my iPhone, going through emails that make me money, putting up posts that make me money, connecting with you guys, the team members, on things that make me money before I leave to the gym. I want to go to the gym at 9 a.m., 9:30 with a clear head without having to think about business stuff. That works well for me. Now, if I had 4 hours of work to do before I work out at 9 a.m., then I'd be waking up at 4:30 in the morning, right? So 5:30 works for me. But I also know my dear friend Joe Marion, he was like, dude, I sleep until about 8 p.m., but he wouldn't start working until about 2 in the morning. So get this, he would sleep until like 8 a.m. and I might have said 8 p.m. He sleeps until 8:30 a.m., wakes up and does whatever work he needs to for his company, a very big successful company that he recently sold, supplement company, for hundreds of millions. And then he would spend time with his family. Once the family would go to bed, he would work from like 10:30, 11 o'clock till 2 in the morning. He wouldn't start working till 2 in the morning. He would actually work from 10:30 to like 2:30 in the morning. Like that was his like magic time in the morning. That worked for him. So wherever is your magic time that you can get the most productive work done is you want to do it. Now, Joel's probably an extreme situation. Maybe so is Wes, who wakes up at 2:30 in the morning because he was conditioned to do that in prison. For me, 5:30 in the morning works well because it gives me 2 hours or so to work on my business before I can go with a clear mind to the gym. At 9 a.m. is when I'm strongest and I can work out. So I'll wake up at 5:30 in the morning, drink 30 ounces of water because your body dehydrates at night. And Sean Stevenson had talked about in one of his books, Sleep Smarter, to drink 30 ounces of water when you first wake up. I'll send out 3 gratitude text messages because that just makes me feel good. That's all in place of like journaling and interpretive dance and fucking like the weird shit that people do, right? Like meditation. Like
I was going to ask you about that. What do you think about the gurus that say you got to meditate an hour, you got to do this?
If meditation works for you, do it.
Ice bath in the morning,
I ain't got time for all that. Like I would have to wake up. I'd have to wake up at 2:30 in the morning to do all that.
Yeah.
Right. I just want to send out 3 gratitude text messages. That puts me in a state of gratitude, in a meditative state where I'm really thinking about like the 3 people in my life that day who have been really good to me, et cetera, in life during my come up. And then after that, I go downstairs, have my coffee, my protein shake, open up my laptop and start working. I have my GSD list, get shit done list that I made the night before that's going to make me money. If I can check off the 3 or 4 things that I need to do that morning, man, I've already accomplished my business work. And then I'm off to the gym. And then in the evening, very much the opposite. I want to get my second workout into the day. So I'll work out with Andrew, or sometimes, how we all go as a group and we roll, we do jujitsu. So whether I'm rolling or working out. It'll be a second workout around 6:37 p.m. Get home, and after that, it's literally, maybe hang out with the kids or watch a show, one episode of a show that I'm into, make my GSD list for the next morning, but I'm in bed by 10:30. So I'll get my 6.5, 7 hours of sleep, and I'm good to go. I'm not screen sucking. Some of the things that I won't do is I'm not screen sucking first thing in the morning off social media, trying to see what's happening on social media. I think that's a massive distraction. I think it kind of steals time. It's time theft. It steals time away from your life. I don't screen suck at night. I've got my text messages and everything turned off because, all right, so let's say HQ is burning down late at night. What good is it if I show up? I'm not a firefighter. I've talked about this before, right? Bryce, my CEO, is going to show up. It's his problem in that moment, not mine. I'll find out the next morning, and we'll deal with it. But I control my time both in the evenings and in the mornings because the evenings help me get better sleep. If you're an entrepreneur, or if you're doing anything that's going to be noteworthy in your life, like you're going to make some kind of big impact in your life, you want to make sure you get good sleep. So I'm not having caffeine after 12 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm making sure that I don't go to bed all stimulated from social media or from all this food and stuff. I have food, right after I get home from my workout, I'm having food, and it's usually high protein, moderate carbs, moderate salad, like salad, veggies, etc.
Did you say cutoff time for that as well? Just like a cutoff time for
about
when you
2
stop
hours
eating?
before bed.
2 hours.
2 hours before bed. And there used to be a time when I was younger, I could like eat and then go to bed.
Yeah.
I can't do that now.
Not so much now.
If I eat and go to bed now at 50 years old, bro, I'm having indigestion all night, tossing and turning.
Right.
I'm not sleeping.
It's not even good sleep.
Yeah, which means I'm going to wake up and be in a shit mood. I'm going to do shit work, right? So that evening routine is just designed to help me get good sleep. My morning routine is designed to be productive in terms of making money and then having an awesome workout in the gym. And then in the middle of the day, I come here and we're making podcast episodes or doing coaching calls with coaching clients or doing half days or with coaching clients or working with the team on live events or whatever it is we're doing. But it's a simple thing. It's productivity and recovery, right? Productivity, morning routine is designed to help me be more productive first thing in the morning and the rest of the day. Evening routine is designed for me to recover from my day, get good sleep.
Follow-up question is on the GSD list. When are you adding to it? Are you saving some of the things, for the end of the night where you kind of, before you go to bed, you add to it? Or is it kind of throughout the day, you add to it? And the reason I'm asking is because there might be some danger of, maybe you're doing your GSD list for today, but then you're like, well, I can't get to this one, so I'll just add it to the next day, tomorrow. And then you kind of keep pushing things. Like, how do you do that? There
are some times that if something is on my get shit done list today, I don't get to it because the reality of life is, something happens, right? Maybe one of my kids are sick and I have to tend to them, or something's happening at HQ and I have to deal with that. And so this last and final thing on my GSD list I didn't do, I'll push it to the next day. All good. I don't intentionally push things down the road because that's what losers do. I don't push things down the road. And so my GSD list is set up where throughout the day, as things come up, like I need to do things tomorrow, I'll text it to myself. So I'll text it to myself, and then at the end of the day, I'll take all the things that I needed to do, add it to my notes section of my iPhone in order of hardest to easiest. And I learned this from Craig Ballantyne, do the hard things first. And I think Brian Tracy talks about it. He says, eat the frog first. Like, do the hardest thing on your list first. Otherwise, if you have easy things and then a hard thing, you're going to avoid doing all the easy things just so you don't get to the hard thing. So do the hard thing first. At the end of the night, I'll still do a brain dump if there's another thing or two that I need to add to the GSD list, but I make sure it's no more than 4 or 5 things. Like if you're adding 20 things to your get shit done list, that means you're not delegating enough to your team, right? Recently my truck got stolen and I was like, oh, hey, Andrew, in the morning, can you help me return this pickup truck back to Hertz because I rented a pickup truck because I went surfing and I don't have a truck to take my surfboards with, so because my truck got stolen. And then Andrew's like, wait, Dad, actually, Shelby's going to be coming in to pick that up. So even I was like going to return a car to Hertz. Like, that's not my job. And he's like, hey, Shelby's going to come and do that. I was like, oh, that's right. And I was actually shocked that I didn't think of that. Like, why would I do that when Shelby is there to do that? And if she can do that, I can use that morning time for more productive work than returning a pickup truck and then having my son drive me back. So it's really important, man, to manage your time and to take things off your list that you can delegate to other people so that you can focus on the things that really matter, make you money, give you meaning, and help you develop in self-mastery.